In one of the videos, I explained about what kind of jobs immigrants do here in the United States of America. And I explained in detail, like when you come here, you will start usual from the beginning. Like it doesn't matter whether you were a bank manager in your country, whether you had a master's degree, your education and the work experience, it doesn't just translate and you come here to become a bank manager, district manager, things of that nature. You will start from somewhere, basically from the normal jobs. But what if you have been here for quite some time as immigrant, you have green card and now you have become US citizen and you are thinking about working into the government, federal jobs. What are the processes to work in the federal jobs and how easy or complicated it is for immigrants or people with a green card later become US citizen to apply and work in the federal government here in the United States of America. So welcome everyone. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo EBM and I welcome you today in this kind of show, which is also helping you to understand the basics of transitioning from being from other kind of jobs to federal government here in the United States of America. So this is information you have to know. What are the overall criteria which are used for someone to work in the United States federal government? That's number one. And what kind of grades can you be able to start with? Things of that nature. So let me start with one thing to understand. 99.9% of all federal government jobs require United States citizenship. So you must become a US citizen. I know there are so many people here in the United States. They come here as immigrant and they continue to have green card maybe for 15 years to come. And some they have already have green card, but they do not know that they can apply and get very good jobs with the federal government. So, number one, you have to know that in order to work for the government, federal jobs, most of them, 99.9%, they require US citizenship. So if you are a green card holder, you have got green card by marriage, that means after 3 years you qualify to become a US citizen. So it's up to you. After 3 years of marriage, you want to become a US citizen, it's up to you if you want to do that. But if you got green card through other ways, maybe through asylum, or you got green card through lottery, you got green card through through work, through becoming a refugee, all other ways of green card, you have to wait for 5 years to qualify as minimum to apply for the green card, to apply for becoming the United States citizen. Or the other way is if you join to serve in the military, you'll be given US citizenship right away. So that is something else. So no matter what, if you have been here and you qualify to become a US citizen, please, I encourage you to do so, unless otherwise you have other reasons why you don't need to do that. And for those who have already become US citizen, remember, you are eligible to apply for so many jobs in the US government federal jobs. But as I mentioned, many people have difficult time to get good jobs here in the United States, especially for us as immigrants. You come in the US, for instance, you have master's degree, you have been working in your country, maybe let's say you have 7 years of work experience as a professional. But you come here, you are going to get very frustrated. You become here, you become a US citizen, and you end up working at McDonald's. You end up working at minimum jobs at warehouses. You get $10, $15 per hour. How long can you be able to take that? So one of the ways is if you have become a US citizen or you are qualified to become a US citizen, please do so because it will give you a very big boost into US government jobs. The federal government have a lot of jobs every single day. They are posting the jobs. And there is only one website, it's called usjobs.gov, which provides all these jobs. So what are the qualifications apart from citizenship? So as I mentioned at the beginning, there are grades in the US jobs. It's just like if you go to your government, they have government scale. So we call GS here. It's also the same like government scales. So there are different government scales. And I know many immigrants here, they already have bachelor, masters, PhD, some of them. So we already have education. But to transform into the labor market, it becomes difficult. Sometimes they might not trust your education, your country, whatever. All this kind of complication. But federal government jobs, there are. I can give you a simple way. The GS, they are starting from obvious from beginning, but usually GS 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 14, 15 is going up there. So if you start, if you have bachelor degree, someone with bachelor degree is starting with what you call GS7. Someone with a diploma, coming with a diploma, which is just like 2 years after high school, you were starting with a GS5. So GS5, you get at least $35,000 per year. That is GS5. And if you are coming as GS7, someone with bachelor degree, that means if you have bachelor degree, you don't need to have any work experience at all. You graduate today with bachelor degree, you apply for any government job or federal government job because there are work experience and education, or just with education only. You just have bachelor degree as long as you have your transcript there. You have your diploma, the certificate to prove that you have a degree. And let's say they are looking for someone to work as a logistic officer and you have degree in those kind of areas. No matter, even with a zero work experience, you'll be qualifying to apply and be selected for that kind of job. And if you are applying with a master's degree, first of all, with a bachelor degree, you get around 40,000, 45,000 as GS7. And if you are starting is with master's degree, you are starting with GS9. GS9, that is the minimum. At least you get 50,000 to 65,000 just to start with that salary. To start as GS9. So that is something else to consider. And if you have master's degree, for instance, for me, I have master's degree. If I'm looking for applying for federal government jobs, I'm already a US citizen. Even if I apply a job and I say I don't have any work experience, it's just with my education, I'll be considered and I qualify to start as GS9. So that is one of the way, is easier way to avoid competition from other jobs. And it's easier to get them. What you need to do, you just apply at least 100, 200 jobs from the government, and it's easy to apply them. I'm sure I'll make one of the video to give the tutorial on how you can create a resume on the usjobs.gov, the government resume style, and how you can be able to upload it, and how can you be able to access all kind of jobs, and what are the status after applying. They say received, when you are going to be referred, then you are going to be interviewed, selected, all those kind of status. What do they mean? But we have seen education is a requirement, citizenship is a requirement, but also you need to know that you need to be, you don't need to be having a lot of crimes and all kinds of things, because almost every job they will do background check, and this kind of background check depending on the job. Some of the jobs they will go up to get a secret clearance, top secret clearance, kind of those kind of situation depending on the sensitivity of the job. Some of the jobs is just just a drug test, screen, that's all. So it depends, and they will write there, is this job requiring just a background check up to secret, top secret, confidential, or is just the normal drug screen, drug test, that's all. So all those kind of things are there. My advice to you is, don't just focus because you have been here for a long time, or okay, I can work all this, or I've been here for, just transform your sometimes to think about the federal government jobs, because they have a lot of benefits, medical benefits, leave benefits, retirement benefits. They have all those kind of things, and there are, I mean, there are also challenges like in any other kind of jobs, but it is easier job to start with, and it is easier job to build your resume in that kind of level, and it will be easier to be trusted to go on, to go further into that kind of situation as like any other person. But in my experience and in my understanding, you can apply to work as Secret Service in White House just as immigrant. As long as you have become a US citizen, it's easier to get it than if you were going to apply to become a manager, or to become bank manager in one of the bank, or to apply to become case manager in some of the offices other than the federal job. Federal job, it is easier to apply and get it, because myself, I've done a couple of interviews. Some have been given the jobs. I've been referred, shortlisted for some of the jobs just by experience to put it there. You can apply FBI, you can apply CIA, you can apply NSA, you can apply post office, you can apply White House to work. Like, there are so many jobs you can work. Department of Defense, you can apply to work in the Commerce, IRS, Treasury, wherever. There are so many things you can be able to apply. Every single day the jobs are posted there. And I'll be explaining in the future videos specific jobs and which jobs, if you are immigrant, you'll be having a lot of advantages, because there are certain kind of jobs by they have requirement, like you have lived or you have worked in developing countries for at least 2 years. Like if you're applying to any jobs to work with the Peace Corps, for instance, with Peace Corps, like you're applying for Director of Management and Operations, you're applying for Director of Training, you're applying for Country Director, you're applying for the jobs of Peace Corps to work overseas, or you are applying for the jobs to work in the foreign service, to become foreign service officer, to become a consular, to work in the embassy, to work like a public officer, political officer, political affairs officer, whatever. All those kind of things. If you have lived overseas, it is an added advantage. So assume you have bachelor degree, assume you have master's degree, and you have lived for 25 years in your country, you have lived over there for 30 years. That's the added advantage. You speak a different language. You have experience over there. You can apply, and it will be easier for you to be competitive than just a normal American who went to your country just for one semester and then can be able to apply for the same position. But for you, because you are the person from that particular country, you'll be a very person, a valuable asset for the United States government to get those kind of jobs. Trust me on those one. I've been asking some of the kind of the jobs, some of the jobs I've applied, I've done interviews, I've been offered, but I didn't accept the certain kind of jobs. But because I have all those kind of benefits, US citizen, speaking Swahili language, lived in Africa for over 25 years, that is a very, very, very big advantage for me to compete against many Americans in job market. So I want to share with you that also consider to work in the federal, even if you are brand new here. So while you are looking for these kind of jobs, you are doing these kind of things, also down the road, just think about there is a road. If I want to join the federal government, as long as the time you naturalize, you become a US citizen, just think about it. You never know, you might go a little bit further and see what it will give you. So that's what I want to share you about the federal government jobs and how important they are, what kind of benefits you're going to be able to get, but overall, how a little bit easier to get into federal government jobs than any other corporate American jobs. So thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best. In case you have any kind of questions, you have problems into applying or accessing the usajobs.gov, that website, let me know. And I'm going to post this website of the usjobs.gov on the description of this particular video. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best into your jobs and excelling here in the United States of America, because I don't want to see immigrants are coming here and they ended up just working for 20 years just into the normal jobs forever. We needed to come here, we had to conquer, we have to be at the peak, we have to be example of the rest of immigrants who will be coming here. Also, they come here, they excel. That's what we need to do. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.